sober for 16 years is my memory's terrible. And like Simon's like, we met Gary in Sweden. I was like, really? We did? So sorry.
I'm the same, don't worry.
Yeah, all right, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the man, the myth, the legend, one of the golden voices of the IPF, Gary Williams. Gary, thank you for sitting down with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's
Really
nice to be
appreciate it. Thank you. So what we want to do, we know we're under a bit of time pressure. 22 minutes past 11. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Where do I start? So I'm from Australia.
Yep.
I've been living in Europe for past 7 or 8 years.
Right. Is that because it's easier to get to the competitions?
It's much easier to get to the competitions.
Yeah,
and I was very lucky enough early on. I met my wife at a competition.
Right.
Hence I moved to Europe to be with her as well. And yeah, of course, living in Europe is much easier to travel to competitions and that.
Yes.
I don't get to go to all of them. This is one of my favourite competitions, World Bench Press.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bencher myself.
Right.
So I love coming to this one. I love equipped lifting. Equipped lifting is probably one of my really big passions, particularly equipped bench press as well.
Yes.
But I've been involved in powerlifting for probably going on maybe 20 plus years, maybe more than that. I've been involved in strength sports my entire life.
Okay.
Rugby? Sorry?
Rugby?
Yeah, absolutely. Rugby
Okay.
league. Played growing up. So strength sports have been a big thing. Been involved in a bit of strongman here and there as well.
Right.
Studied at university, did a degree in physiology.
Okay.
Degree in occupational therapy and a master's in public health as well.
Looking at the size of you, I'm glad you're not my OT. This is my elbow. That's your iliotibial band.
Yeah, we'll fix it up, mate. Don't worry. I've done a lot. I've worked a lot in sport rehab and sport medicine as well.
Right.
But yeah, I just absolutely love powerlifting. I've been really quite privileged to come on board with the media team and do commentating for about the last, I think, 6 or 7 years. And I'm only one of a few great commentators. Jo Whiteley commentates. I often commentate with her as well. She is probably one of the best commentators on the planet. Ryan Lapidat, you've probably met Ryan as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people listening to this will know Ryan Lapidat, or Six-Pack Lapidat as well.
What's a six-pack?
Great commentator. I don't know if he's got a six-pack.
Okay.
We'll check next time.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he has the King of Lifts podcast as well. And, really knows the sport, and Jo as well. They just love the sport. They know the sport. They know the people. I think that's what makes us a great commentating team, is that we're all lifters. We all love the sport. I'm a coach as well. So that comes through in what we do on the commentary as well.
Right. So, and I think that's such a valuable thing with the commentating, is giving the info behind the athletes, and that's what we love doing. We've been trying to do here as well, is give the story. So everyone knows what Ronaldo's mum looks like.
Yeah.
But what the story behind our guy. We've got some characters. Just normal day to day, everyday people.
Yeah, look, powerlifting is one of those sports that it's everyone's sport.
Yeah.
It's one of those sports that there's lots of technique involved, but you don't need to be a specialist to be able to do it. I mean, weightlifting is one of those sports where it takes years and years to develop technique. Powerlifting is a sport that you can sort of pick up at any age. We've seen masters lifters start lifting in their 40s, when they've just first started. So it's not a sport.
I started in my 40s.
Yeah, so it's not a sport you have to do from a young age. I mean, obviously the athletes that start at a young age, go on to be world champions and things like that. But you can pick up this sport at any time you want.
What makes powerlifting special to you? I mean,
to me,
you've got a big history in sport.
Yeah. I coached for Australia, so I'm from Australia. I've coached for Australia as well, the World Championships. Powerlifting for me, I guess it's the opportunity, and I see powerlifting as the opportunity to see how far you can go as a human being. For me, the bench press and the equipped bench is for me just to see how far I can push myself. I mean, I'm 49 years of age. I'll be a Masters 2 next year. Can we delete that?
Yeah. So it's correction, 29.
29, yeah.
29,
Yeah.
looking forward to going to the Opens.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'll be an M2 next year, and
Yeah,
and I still compete Opens back home.
Right.
So I competed in the bench championships back home last year. 2 championships there.
Right.
Hopefully, I'll be competing at Worlds next year.
Okay, excellent.
If everything politically is on my side.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, for me, it's about how far I can take myself. You know, when someone says 300 kilos. And I say, yeah, we'll give it a crack.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you give us a little bit of insight into the difference between equipped and raw bench?
Yeah, I mean it's a huge difference. I mean, in equipped lifting, it's a combination of strength, but it's also a combination of there's a real skill in using a bench shirt as well. And it's a long period of time of learning to use a shirt properly.
And the different shirts.
Of course you've got different shirts, different sleeve types, different collars, different fits. So there's a lot of process, and I think the coaching side is very different when you come to equipped. So the communication between the coach and the lifter is very important in classic as well, but it's different in equipped because you've got to be able to get off that platform.
Yes.
And you've got to be able to tell your coach what went wrong.
Yep.
And the coach is going to be able to figure out what went wrong as well, so you can put the next number in. But then you need to be able to adjust that shirt to make up for what went wrong in the first one as well. So in your classic bench press, there's a lot of technique, a lot of skill, and a lot of power. And then there's that added level of technique, added level of skill when it comes to equipped bench as well.
Right. So I think it's not just about about lifting more weight, but it's about upping your skill level.
Yeah, I mean, it takes years, and I've been lifting for a long time, and I still learn new things. And I talk to all the guys, and I watch all the guys, and I'm really privileged to have a front row seat. Yeah. And I go away from every competition, even after 25 years. I always go away with something else I've learned.
Right.
And that's 25 years of lifting and coaching, and I'm still learning new things.
It's fantastic. So what does the future hold?
For myself or for equipped lifting?
Well, actually, great question. Let's chat about both.
For myself, I really hope to be able to compete at the Worlds next year, World Bench Press.
Excellent.
We're training hard for it for quite a while. And I guess it's probably been one of my big dreams is to eventually make a world championship.
Right. Yeah.
I've made it as a coach. Just need to make this an athlete now.
Athlete, absolutely. So and that's one of the special things about this as well. Yeah. It's not like an NFL coach or rugby or where you're coaching. It's your athletic career is done. So
I mean we combine both. Most definitely. So I'd really like to make a world championship. I'd like to be competing Opens. I mean, I'm a Masters too, but I still compete in Opens back home.
Yes.
So hopefully I can be good enough to compete Opens here as well.
Right.
The future of the sport, look, I mean...
There's an old guy laughing at you.
He's always laughing at me. That's Ray, part of our media team. Yeah. We joke that he's 2,000 years old, but no one really knows.
Yeah, no one's been around that long. We're not sure
he could be. The future of the sport, look, I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger. I mean, when I started powerlifting, it was it was backyard gyms and that was it. And now we're on the world stage. We're broadcasting around the world.
I think there's Euro.
We're on Eurosport now. We do several sessions and competitions on Eurosport, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
We're getting closer to Olympic recognition. And
I think a big thank you to you guys for that, because of the quality of the...
Yeah, look, I think the media side
coverage
of it, and Eurosport take our direct feed. So,
sure.
I mean, we put together a incredibly... I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm just the guy on the microphone. Yeah. These guys put together an amazing production. I mean, if you've watched it on Eurosport or watched our live feed...
Yeah.
It is one of the most professional productions you'll ever see.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that, I definitely think that's helped take our sport forward.
Yes.
It's certainly attracted more people. And I just see the sport of powerlifting just getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
I mean, you look at how many nations we've got in the IPF now.
Yeah.
I remember, when I started commentating, we were just over 100 nations.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
it just keeps growing and growing.
It's absolutely fantastic.
We see new countries coming in all the time, and you see them develop. I mean, I remember when India first started really coming into this sport, and they, and equipped, and there were, coaches didn't really have the experience. And you look at the Indian team now, and they're just absolutely amazing. That's only been a few years of where they've developed into, a country that's now getting on podium finishes.
Absolutely.
So, I mean...
And how special was it with the lady
it was absolutely fantastic. It was so great to see, and you see a lot of the new nations come in, and of course, especially with equipped lifting, coaching is really difficult, and finding coaches and experience. But they grow and they develop, and they come to these competitions, and they take away from it, and they get new things, and they just get better and better.
Right. Fantastic. As a last question, because I know we're running low on time, why should someone get into the sport? Why should countries consider getting into the sport?
I'll tell you what, there's a couple of reasons. For the people, for individuals to get into sport, number one, it is one of the best sporting communities on the planet. I mean, this is a community that everyone looks after everyone. I've commentated on world records, and I've seen the guy that owns the world record standing beside the platform cheering for this guy to break his world record. I've seen world records holders coach the guy that's about to break their world record and handle them and help them win the world record. I've seen people give equipment and give things to people to help them get started. It's just a really close, friendly community. And on top of that, I mean, the health benefits of powerlifting, are phenomenal. I mean, we've moved into actually finally, physiotherapy and medical areas have recognised the benefit of squat and heavy lifting and powerlifting, as beneficial for old age.
We had an 86-year-old woman bench pressing body weight.
If I can bench press 10 kilos when I'm 86, I'll be happy.
Absolutely.
If I can get out of bed when I'm 86,
the mic up
if I can get out of bed without having a cricky back, I'll be happy. And for countries, what's the benefit of getting to the IPF? I mean, the IPF is the biggest world federation. It's the most prominent world federation. We're part of WADA. We're working towards Olympic recognition and becoming an Olympic sport. We're part of the World Games. I mean, if a country's looking to be part of a global federation, this is the one to be part of. Is the IPF. It's a professional organisation, but it's still a friendly family organisation, and that's one of the great things about it, is that it's as professional as it is. It's still a community. That's what makes the difference. And it just welcomes everyone. It doesn't matter if you're brand new to lifting or you've been doing it for 20 years. Everyone gets behind you.
That's it. Oh, fantastic. Gary, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, absolute
really
pleasure.
Appreciate it. I mean, you've been putting in back-to-back hours here.
And
we're really grateful you could
we do it because we love it.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate your time. Absolutely. Oh, brilliant. Are you on?